Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru, and today we're here in Tulsa, Oklahoma on the Arkansas River. As you may have seen on the news, Tulsa, Oklahoma had massive flooding in May of 2019. Areas that had not flooded in hundreds of years had flooded. So what we want to talk about today is how is this flooding going to impact your future flood insurance rates? Are you going to be put into a high-risk flood zone if you're not already in one? And so we're going to talk about that a little bit today, how FEMA will determine that more than likely here for the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. So when it comes to flood map changes, FEMA uses what's called historical data. So they're going to take this flood like you can see behind us, and they're going to take some other floods, and they're going to take those all into factor when they're reviewing the maps, they're reviewing the level of the grounds. What's changed, if the flow of the river's changed, if the overflow of the river has changed, or the floodway. As you can see behind us, the floodway is completely full right now. So these are some factors that will go into flood zone changes. And so let's just say that you are moved from a low risk zone to a high risk zone. What's going to happen is FEMA's going to give you 12 months to get a policy in place through their special flood hazard newly mapped areas. Now generally, you're not going to see any of these changes for 2 or 3 years because it takes a while for FEMA to do a study. Even though they do want to do one every year, they do have to collect a lot of data, and they do have to go back and forth with the community. So it could be 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you see these impacts. One of the other benefits though is if you take a flood policy out before they make these changes, remember you're grandfathered into that flood zone. So let's just say your property didn't flood here in Tulsa and you were lucky. You can go ahead and take flood insurance out if you're in a low-risk flood zone, get that preferred rate and keep that rate if they were to ever change your flood zone. Because remember, even though you're in a low-risk flood zone, you can still get flood insurance. So if you've got questions about flood insurance here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or you want to know, hey, is my flood zone going to be changing because of this? Or could it be changing? Please reach out to us. floodinsuranceguru.com. Go to our YouTube and our Facebook channels, The Flood Insurance Guru, where we do daily flood education videos. Remember, we have an educational background in flood mitigation, so we can help you understand your flood risks, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.